Hello everybody out there on YouTube, and welcome to race number 6 of Season 7 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. I'm Levi McIntyre, aka aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Survivor Series 300 at Thornton Raceway, where it's the biggest road course, the biggest track on the schedule, 12 miles around, and we're going to see some crazy racing going on here. And so, with that being said, remember, this is a key track for a lot of drivers because it's very, very important to everybody to try to survive this track because of the turn of death, where if you're going if you're in a double wide battle and you're driving it too wide, you can easily fall off and end up out of the race and hit that 80-foot cliff. But before we get to the command, we're going to take a look at the top 10 in the standings. Zachary Fitzwater leads by only 2 points over the last week's winner at North Carolina, Stephen Pollard III. Third is Dylan Thoreau, fourth Dylan Poteet, fifth Danny Wells, sixth is Seth Cole. So for three straight spots, fourth, fifth, and sixth is all Tweenix cars. Seventh, Cody Lamas, 8th Charles Jackson, 9th PJ Williams, 10th Angel Navarro, tied with Preston Plord. Rest of the top 20, Dorian Facepuncher, Ian Dutta, Chris Michaels, Benjamin Miles, David Rivera, Jessica Villanueva, Anthony McCrory, Jeffrey Rose, and a tie for 20th between Kyle Corbett and Michael Norman. But anyways, before we get to command, we're going to look at the top 10 in the starting lineup as I scrolled through to give everybody else a preview. But Jessica Villanueva on the pole. Next to her is fellow female Jessica Sheldon, one of 2 females in besides Villanueva. Then third, Charles Jackson. Fourth, David Rivera. Fifth, Jeffrey Rose. Sixth, Anthony McCrory. 7th, Jesse Setti. 8th, Chris Michaels. 9th, Dorian Facepuncher. 10th, Charles Sanford. So 4 out of the 5 Richard Childress racing cars start up in the top 10. I saw Michael Norman, he's starting in 40th. So he's the odd man out as far as Richard Childress racing. But all 3 females qualified in the top 10 with Villanueva and Sheldon on the front row. But let's get the command to fire engines, shall we?
Drivers, start your engines!
And there you have it. But there are other parts to this racetrack that are also dangerous besides the turn of death. In fact, the first corner, depending on how they're trying to go as far as double the 3 wide, somebody can get into that curbing and end up causing a wreck. Then we got the trouble turn, I like to call it, which is the turns before the turn of death, where cars can hit the guardrail and spin out and collect others. But anyways, we are getting ready to get racing. Boogity, 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 let's go Thornton racing, boys and girls. And there, they just got hit by a train. Austin LaPlante, I think he started dead last, so he's just laying back, making sure nothing happens back here. But looked like everybody got through that pretty good. And Jessica Villanueva got off to a very, very good jump. And now look at her. She is going strong right now. Although here comes Charles Jackson in the 19 Eris car. And if Charles Jackson were to win this week, that would be his 2nd win of the season, and it could help him in case if he were to fall out of the top 10 in the standings. That could help him out as far as getting a wild card spot for the chase if it had to come down to that for him. Whoa, David Rivera overdrove that corner and went off the track a little bit, but he's still up in the top 5. Charles Jackson now with the lead, and now Jeffrey Rose, the rookie, who had a great run last week at North Carolina. He led a lot of that race, almost won. Now he's up here in the 2nd spot here at probably the toughest track of the schedule. And he's just running in a tandem with with Charles Jackson. Battle for third. Jessica Villanueva had it, but Rivera's gonna take it, and Jessica Sheldon's gonna follow with him. Let's look around and see if there have been any cars. Nope, nobody's been involved in wrecks, although Austin LaPlante, he's just falling behind. I think he's starting to lose the draft. I don't think he got going on that start. But remember, no cautions on road courses. Pretty much if you wreck, you wreck. Big battle for the lead right here. 3 wide for the top spot. Anthony McCrory with a huge shot to Jessica Sheldon, and that's going to push Sheldon to the point. Some more tandemness going on. Chris Michaels is working together with Jesse Setti back there. Just looking back there to make sure no cars wrecked. None have yet. But right now, Jessica Sheldon is in the lead. Jeffrey Rose right behind her, along with Charles Jackson, Anthony McCrory and company. But look at all this shuffling going on. And look at this, a couple other Richard Childress cars back here in this pack. Chris Michaels and Charles Sanford with Villanueva. And then Dorian Facepuncher, another teammate, battling side by side with Dylan Thoreau for the most part. Back up at the front, Jeffrey Rose with a full head of steam underneath of both Sheldon and Jackson. Let's see who's going to get the advantage off this corner. I think Sheldon's going to get it. Jessica Sheldon still hanging in strong. But now we're getting ready to come into the trouble turns where, in the S's, where cars sometimes, if they're running too hot or up high, they'll get this wall right there, and it can cause problems for drivers. And we almost had an accident right there with Jeffrey Rose. Oh no, there goes Angel Navarro around. Chris Washer got a piece of him. As I'm trying to get back up here to Jessica Sheldon. And now we've got to go to our nun cam to make sure nobody falls off the turn of death. So far, nobody has. They're all running well. Even though they're double file, they're not over driving it. And wow, nobody fell off. That is quite impressive. There's Angel Navarro, who we saw spin out over in that trouble spot, like I said. But Jessica Sheldon leads lap number 1 here at Thornton. If I can recall, I think this is a track Jessica Sheldon has never won at in the Walmart Cup Series, and she would love to pick up that win here at this track. She almost actually won here the last time we were here at Thornton during the chase in Season 6. She ended up finishing top 5 behind her then teammate Chris Michaels back in the time when they were both racing for Retro Racing Enterprises last season. And I think Angel Navarro was the only car to have spun out, so there won't be any need to go to the split cam because we pretty much saw what happened. Oh, but Charles Jackson takes back the lead from Sheldon. Several lead changes have gone on in this race but during the first lap, but Sheldon was the one to have got it at the line and led that lap to get that extra bonus point. And look at who's in third, Jesse Setti. We haven't really talked about her this whole race yet. She started 7th, working little by little. Now she's in the 3rd spot. Charles Sanford has moved up too. Chris Michaels, who won here the last time we were at Thornton. And then Dylan Thoreau, who is 3rd in the standings. He would love to win this race and get him potentially into the points lead. And I think if things stay the way they are, I think Thoreau could be the points leader going into Texas, which is the next race we head to. Because let's see where Poteet was last scored. 17th. And then Zachary Fitzwater last scored 32nd. So there's definitely, I think, going to be a new points leader going into Texas. Battle for the lead between two good pals. Jessica Shelton and Charles Swishy Sanford. Excuse me. Meanwhile, two Fords kind of working together, now trying to split it between Dylan Thoreau and Jesse Setti. Now Thoreau's going to go down to help Sanford. Chris Michael's still in the hunt right there. And then it's separated a little bit back to Trent Dunham. Let's double check, see if anybody else has caught up in anything, and nope, nobody has, just Navarro from earlier. And now Charles Sanford with the run to the inside with help from Dylan Thoreau, but who's going to get the edge? Whoa, a huge push from Thoreau into Sanford, but I think that might have cost Sanford a little bit because Jackson is now ahead to the point. Next time by will be halfway through. But now we're coming back to the trouble turn again. So we gotta keep an eye out on everybody. Whoa, some cars are getting that part. Nobody hit it, so there you have it. I'm trying to get back onto the camera because we're coming through to the turn of death another time. We gotta go to the nun cam, make sure what happens happens. So far nobody's fallen off today, which is a surprise. Oh, Kyle Corbett, Danny Wells, Petrie London. We're pretty close. But nobody's fallen off, which is a surprise. We typically have at least one fall off the turn of death every single time. If I can recall, I think we've only had one race in the past where nobody fell off the turn of death. But right now it is Charles Jackson up in the lead right now. And then it's Jessica Shelton right behind him. And then it's separated quite a good bit back to Jesse Setti in third. And then Trent Dunham in fourth, fifth, Dylan Thoreau. And then everybody else are just kind of scrambling along to try to make something work as far as a draft so they can catch back up to the top two right now. See what's going to happen here going into this corner. Jessica Shelton manages to get a little bit of a run on Jackson. As we were looking around the back, make sure nobody ended up going out into the Bermuda Triangle, as I call it. No cars out of the race, although Navarro, like I said, he got that wall, and that ended up costing him big time. That's going to cause him to drop big time in the standings. Now the top five are all pretty much connected, only just separated by maybe a car length each. Jessica Shelton with the run to the inside. Trent Dunham and Jesse Setti have caught up. Dylan Thoreau just hanging out in that little battle to just let them do their thing so that way he could maybe make a move. Trent Dunham giving the draft boost to Jessica Shelton. And whoa, he about hit her the wrong way and about turned her around. That could have been a problem right there, but Shelton's going to get the spot. And now Trent Dunham is going to fall back. Just checking the back of that pack to make sure no wrecks occurred. Because we've had it happen several times in the past where there was a wreck on that straightaway portion. And some of those wrecks have been pretty devastating. Like the last time we came here, we saw Michael Norman take a wild ride down that portion. Charles Jackson with the run to the inside, thanks from help from Jesse Setti. Charles Jackson trying to get up there. Dylan Thoreau is in the mix. Trent Dunham following into that. So the top 5 is pretty much what it's going to come down to, it looks like. And whoa, Sheldon got the wall a little bit. Sheldon got the wall just a tad bit, and that cost her a little bit of time. Maybe Charles Sanford and teammate Chris Michaels are waiting, buying their time, waiting for the right moment to get up there. Who knows? As we are getting ready to come through the trouble turn, the trouble S's. Jesse Setti looks like she's gonna get that wall, and whoa, about wrecked Dylan Thoreau, and that could have been a problem. And there goes Anthony McCrory around. But I think he's gonna be able to get it going. Yes, he does. As we are getting ready to come through the turn of death again for the 3rd time. And Charles Jackson may get the most laps led bonus points if he were to lead this lap. Although Sheldon with the run to the inside. We'll see as far as scoring goes. As the white flag is going to be displayed here at any moment. Jessica Sheldon led that lap, so she may get that bonus point for most laps led. And Sheldon definitely has taken that spot over. Jesse Setti, or actually no, Charles Jackson retook the lead. Jackson retook the lead after the line there. But this is all where it comes down to, the white flag lap. See, the only people who have run into problems have been McCrory and Navarro, and that's just for hitting that rail, that wall rail, in the trouble turn, and the trouble S's. Charles Jackson and Jessica Sheldon have been the 2 dominant cars this entire race, pretty much. And whoa, Trent Dunham with a risky move up there. Trying to make the pass on Jesse Setti. Doesn't quite get it, but he's got that line right there. Some dust clouds kicked up from cars getting up into that into the dirt. Battle for second, Jesse Setti underneath Jessica Sheldon. Jesse Setti wants to get her first win of the season and boost herself up in the standings. It's still anybody's race potentially, as long as they work together in a draft and catch up to the 19. They can make something happen. Trent Dunham again giving a draft push to Jessica Sheldon. Sheldon right now has the most laps led bonus points, but if Jackson were to lead this lap, both of them would get most laps led, because it'd be 2 apiece. But now Sheldon, with the big draft boost from both Trent Dunham and Dylan Thoreau, Sheldon has now taken over the lead, and Charles Jackson starting to slip back and battle for second. Dylan Thoreau and Trent Dunham, and Thoreau with the move underneath, but Dunham may get the advantage because he's in a draft with Sheldon, and Thoreau is left out to dry. Nobody's gone with him. Charles Sanford just gradually starting to pick his way up into that top 5, so he can maybe have a shot to win this thing. For him, it must be all about timing the right moment for himself. And I went to the wrong camera. Trent Dunham thought he was going to get by Sheldon with help from Charles Jackson, but Jackson decided to go up and help Sheldon out. And now Charles Sanford has entered the mix. Same with even Tanner Sullivan and Joshua Collard. Sanford is now in the picture. Same with Sullivan and Collard. And Dylan Thoreau got the wall. That's going to cost them a lot of spots That is a tough break for Thoreau, but as long as he stays ahead of Poteet and Fitzwater, he'll be the new points leader. And now Charles Jackson retakes the spot for the lead. As we're getting ready to come through the trouble turn one more time. And we're not going to go through the turn of death camera this time because it's the last lap and it's 3 wide back there. Sheldon's going to lose some spots. Oh, and a couple cars have wrecked. That is Ian Dutta and Dorian Facepuncher. Jeffrey Rose have wrecked. Bob Jones is back here, so something must have happened. Somewhere, someplace. Let's look and see if there are any cars. Who's that? That's Seth Cole. Something must have happened in the trouble turn. But we're getting ready to come to the checkered flag. Second win of the season. Looks like it's going to go to Charles Jackson. Charles Jackson wins the Survivor Series 300 at Thornton. His second win of the season. So that may have helped him clinch a spot in the chase as far as either staying in the top 10 with the 2 wins, or if he were to fall out, he could get a wild card spot. Though it's still pretty early in the season, anything can still happen. But still, what a great job by Charles Jackson. Charles Jackson won earlier this season at California. Now he wins here this season at Thornton. Great performance for him. He and Jessica Sheldon are both going to get the 2 laps led bonus points. So there you have it. But let's take a look at the rest of the finishing results. Trent Dunham comes away with a 2nd place finish. Solid run for him. Jessie Setti, great run in 3rd. She definitely needed that. Jessica Sheldon with a solid performance in 5th and one of those dominant cars. And Tanner Sullivan, the highest running rookie, comes away in the 5th spot. That's his highest finish so far in his Walmart Cup career. Great job in the Snickers Extreme car. Charles Sanford thought he had some for the leaders at the end, but ended up slipping back, but he's going to come away in the 6th position. Joshua Collard with a great run in 7th. Rue McIntyre, great run in 8th. He needed that run. Chris Michaels with a great run at 9th, and Dylan Young rounding out the top 10. Rest of the top 20, Dylan Thoreau, David Rivera, James Silverfox, Kyle Corbett, PJ Williams, Michael Norman, Dylan Poteet, Benjamin Miles, Preston Plord, James McLeod. Rest of the top 30, Chase Oliver, Alex Hawkins, Matt McIntyre, Pichu London, Danny Wells, Chris Washer, Jessica Villanueva, Joshua Balkin, Sean Galligan, Cody Lamas. And then the rest of the cars that finished the race on the lead lap: Dougie Shears, Stephen Pollard III, Austin LaPlante, Kyle Matthews, Bob Jones, Anthony McCrory, Zachary Fitzwater, who's going to lose the points lead, Angel Navarro, and Seth Cole. The next 3 cars, let's check. They're all still on pit road, just being scored a lap down. Dorian Facepuncher, Jeffrey Rose, and Ian Dutta. So like I said, something had to happen with some of those cars on the last lap as far as like running into problems. But aside from that, congrats to Charles Jackson, who has his teammate Tanner Sullivan celebrating in this victory lap with him and with everybody else running up here, because it's a long ways around to get back to pit road. But anyways, the next race we head to is going to be at Texas. But until then, here are your results, rookie points and regular points heading into Texas. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.